Let's face it, buying a home right now is not easy, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. The good news is buying a home can still be affordable for you without the need of your parents, a trust fund, or the real estate market crashing. And that can all be made possible with the help of down payment and closing cost assistance programs. Taking a quick step back, my name is Dominique Higgins. I'm a realtor here in sunny Southern California, and I love working with first-time home buyers to help match them with the assistance programs that are perfect for them. In fact, one buyer, I helped her get almost $150,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance for a condo here in the city of Los Angeles. So when I tell you I am so excited to make this video, I'm actually so excited to make this video because I want that situation for you. Now, before I jump into my list of the top 6 down payment assistance programs that are out there, I think it's important that we make sure we're on the same page in terms of how these different down payment assistance programs work, because they're not all made the same. So these are the 4 most common structures for down payment assistance. The first is a grant. So a grant is assistance that is given to you that does not have to be paid back so long as you meet a certain set of conditions that are set out by that organization. So for example, living in the property for a certain amount of time, making a certain amount of on-time payment, whatever the organization sets out. One of the benefits of this is it's 100% forgivable, so you do not have to pay that amount back. But one of the downsides is usually people who take a grant will get a 1099 at the end of the year that they have to pay taxes on. So make sure before you accept a grant, you consult your own legal and tax professional to make sure that person is not you. Now, the second form of down payment assistance will come in the form of a forgivable second loan. So these are similar to grants in that, assuming you do meet all the conditions that are set out, it is considered forgivable after that, and it will come off as a lien on your property. The third type of down payment assistance available out there is what is called a silent second. So this is a deferred second loan, meaning that it is not forgiven, so you still have to pay it back. However, you don't have to pay it back in monthly interest and principal payments. You'll make one large balloon payment at the very end. And then finally, the fourth type of down payment assistance is just a second loan. So it's not forgivable, it has to be paid back, and it is fully amortizing, which means over the life of that loan, you're making payments to fully pay down and pay off that second loan. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the top 6 down payment assistance programs here in California for the years of 2025 through 2026. A couple things that I want you to keep in mind though, as we get started with these, is all this information is generalized. It is for purely informational purposes only. None of it is a commitment to lend to you. I am purely a realtor here helping you connect you to the information that is out there. If you see a program you like and you want more information and you want to figure out if it would specifically apply to you, please go down to the link in the description below, click on it, and then there is a free guide that will give you more information. It will give you website links, and it will also give you the points of contact to reach out to in order to start the beautiful next step. With that, let's get into number 6, the California Dream for All program by Cal HFA. Now, the reason and the biggest benefit I like about the California Dream for All program is the amount of assistance you can get is by far one of the largest that you will find. Up to, drum roll please, 20% of the purchase price, or $150,000. That's the gap. That is a game changer, especially if you're in a high market area where homes average, like in Los Angeles, around $800,000 to $1 million. Now, what I also like about this program is it is a silent second, which means 0% deferred interest. You pay the loan back, not over the course of the loan, but at the end. So in 30 years, or if and when you decide to sell or refinance the property. Now, there are a couple of downsides to this program, which is why I placed it at number 6. The first, one of the borrowers for a property for the Dream for All program now has to be a first generation home buyer. This has nothing to do with citizenship status. It has 100% to do with whether your parents right now currently own any form of real estate. If they do, you are disqualified from this program automatically. If in the unfortunate case that your parents are deceased and at the time of their death, they owned property, unfortunately, you would be disqualified from this program, which essentially knocks a lot of people out of the running, which I personally did not like. The second is the income limits for the Dream for All program are actually lower, which is weird, than the income limits for all other Cal HFA programs. So, for example, in the County of Los Angeles, if you're doing a standard Cal HFA loan, the loan limit is $211,000, which is reasonable. Two-person professional income makes sense. For the California Dream for All program, it's only $168,000. So I personally, again, did not like that. This is a list of the income limits for these high cost areas in Southern California. Definitely refer back to, again, the link in the description below, and we'll give you a link to what they are for all the counties in California. The third reason why I did not like the Dream for All program enough to put it above number 6 is because they have a equity share. They get an equity share when that silent second has to be paid back. What does that mean? Let's say 30 years from now, you have fully paid off your primary mortgage, whether it was FHA, whatever. That mortgage is gone. So now you're thinking, okay, I just have to pay back that 20% in down payment assistance. No, you also have to kick back a share of your equity. So if you're a moderate income buyer, you have to take a 20% slice of your equity pie and you have to hand it over to the Cal HFA organization on top of paying back that down payment assistance. If you are a low-income borrower, it drops to 15%. But I mean, let's say you acquire $200,000 in equity, that's a $40,000 check. If you're a moderate income buyer, you have to kick over, which to me, that's a lot. That's a lot. But that's what they're asking for in exchange for giving such a massive amount of assistance. So it kind of makes sense in that respect. Another downside to the Dream for All program that I do not like is it's no longer first come, first serve. It's 100% lottery based, which means you can go through the process of getting registered, which opens up in January of 2026. And you can get pre-approved and there's still a chance you might not get picked. So that's also something that I think is important to keep in mind. And just to be clear, because I know I've kind of been listing all these downsides for the Dream for All program, if you do meet the requirements and you are like first generation home buyer, 100% put your hat in the ring and go for it. There's nothing to lose. Just, it's important to keep in mind all these different downsides to that as well. That's all I'm saying. Funny enough, number 5 in my list of the top 6 down payment assistance programs would be the standard Cal HFA, MyAssist, and ZIP assistance program. This assistance comes in the form of deferred loans that take a second lien as well as in some cases a third lien on the property in order to provide you both down payment and closing cost assistance. The one downside of this program is you'll only get up to 3.5% in assistance if you're getting an FHA loan or 3% in assistance if you're getting a conventional loan, which is significantly lower than obviously the California Dream for All program. However, I still like this program and I placed it at number 5 because there is no first generation requirement. Any first time home buyer can use this program. On top of that, there is no equity share. So at the end of this loan, you only have to pay back that 3.5% or 3% in down payment assistance. And typically, I believe there is zero interest that accrues on that. So that means during the life of the loan, you're not paying any interest on that assistance and none is due at the end. And of course, as I mentioned previously, you do have higher income limits compared to the California Dream for All program. So again, if you're in one of these high cost areas, your income limits for the standard Cal HFA, My Home, and ZIP assistance will be higher than they were for the Dream for All program. Coming in at number 4 on our list of the top 6 down payment assistance programs in the state of California would be the WISH program by the FHL Bank of San Francisco. I want to be clear with this. Despite the name of the bank, this program does work for all of California. And what I love about the program and what I consider one of its biggest benefits is it is a grant, which means it is forgivable so long as you meet a certain set of conditions, which I'll get into a little bit later. Now, the way that this grant works is for every dollar that you as a buyer put into the property, whether it's from your savings, a gift, even sweat equity or how they define sweat equity, the bank will go ahead and match that 1 to 4. So every dollar you put in, they match with $4 up to an amount of around $32,000. That's still a pretty good chunk of change when it comes to helping you buy a property, even if you are in a high cost area, which is why I honestly like the program. Now, one thing that is important to keep in mind is it's only forgivable after a certain period of time, which is 5 years. So if 0 to 5 years of living in the property, year 1, you decide to sell the home, move, life change, whatever, you will have to pay that amount back. Another potential downside to this program is it is only limited to lower income borrowers. So if your income is above 80% of the average median income, you unfortunately would not qualify for this program. So if you are in one of these cities, this is just to give you an idea of what that cap would be. Another thing to keep in mind with this program is it is subject to availability of funds. Once that pool of money is gone, it's kind of like unknown of when that money will come back or what that timing will be. One benefit too that I do want to add about this is because it is a grant, there is no equity share as well. So number 3 on my list of the top 6 programs would be the Home Start Down Payment Assistance Program by Shield. So this is kind of a cool program because I had the chance to speak to one of the coordinators, and essentially their whole mission is around community, and they have seen what a critical part of being a homeowner adds to that. And so they went ahead and set aside funds in order to offer this down payment assistance program, which honestly is why I love this program so much, is because it's so new. So they literally just got their funding in 2025 of this year. And because it's very accessible. I was able to actually reach out to the coordinator and speak to him directly. He was so excited that I showed interest in this program that he immediately connected me with a lender who could help pre-approve and pre-qualify any of my potential buyers that are out there. And that's a level of access, honestly, that is so rare amongst down payment assistance programs that I feel in and of itself is highly valuable, and why I put it at number 3. The way that this program works too is the assistance is purely only down payment assistance. So you cannot use any of the funds towards your closing costs. And I think that that's one of the downsides, like if I can call it that, a downside to this program. However, I still love all of the benefits, right? So you can get up to 3.5% in down payment assistance towards your FHA loan, or 3% in assistance towards your conventional loan. Also, this program, it is a grant. And so long as you make 6 on-time consecutive mortgage payments, after that, all the money is 100% forgiven, and you get to retain that equity as it builds over time, which again, I am a huge fan of. What I also love about this program is there are no income limits. No income limits. So you can make $400,000 a year, and let's say you happen to be a first-time home buyer, you could still use this down payment assistance program. Why you would be doing that, I do not know. That's personal, but I'm just saying that for hyperbolic example sakes. What I also love about this program is you can use it not only for 1-unit properties, but you can use it for a duplex, a triplex, a quadruplex, which is not something that you will see in a lot of the down payment assistance programs that are out there. Usually all of them will limit you to just 1 unit. But what's beautiful about this program is because it allows you to get into that multifamily properties, you have the ability to build equity faster, honestly, and to have rental income coming in to help you afford that property, which again, is huge for trying to be a first-time home buyer, especially in today's market. If you haven't been able to tell right now, I love this program, and I would highly encourage you to reach out to the people as soon as possible so that you can start taking advantage. If you thought that was good, check out number 2 on my list, which is the Chenoa Fund program. So how this program works, it gives buyers options and kind of puts them in the driver's seat in terms of how they would like to receive assistance. So depending on the different subtypes of Chenoa Fund loan programs available, you have the option to receive 3.5% of the purchase price or appraised value, whichever is less, up to 5% in down payment and closing cost assistance. And on top of that, you also get the option of deciding whether you want that assistance as a grant or as a second loan. Obviously, if you go for a second loan, it might involve getting a higher level of assistance, but if you're okay with the grant, it could involve getting a lower amount of assistance. Additionally, this is a program that works not only in all of California, but it also works all across the United States with the exception of the state of New York. So if you happen to be watching this and you're not even in California, or if you're thinking about moving out of California, this is a program that you should definitely keep in mind. A few additional benefits with the Chenoa Fund program is you can use it for not only 1-unit properties, but you can also use it for 2-unit properties, depending on the Chenoa subtype program that you decide to go with. In addition to this, so all the other programs that I've mentioned previously all have this home buyer education requirement. However, with the Chenoa Fund, so long as your credit score is above a 640, there is no home buyer education. In addition to that, there are no income limits. So if you make $200,000 a year and this is a down payment and closing cost assistance program that you are considering, your income alone cannot be used to disqualify you. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer for this program as well. You do have to be an owner occupant, which is key. So you cannot purchase or use this property in order to buy a second home, or for investment purposes, you actually have to live in the 1 to 2 unit that you use or purchase. There are a couple of things to keep in mind, which is there are kind of maximum loan amounts. So these are what the maximum loan amounts would be for the high cost areas in the Southern California region. And it's definitely important to make sure wherever you are, whether you're in California or not, that you look these up individually for yourself. And last but certainly not least, we have coming in at number 1 on my list of the top 6 down payment assistance programs is the GSFA Platinum Standard Program offered by the GSFA. So this is a program that I honestly think is a standout that not a lot of people talk about because number 1, it is not limited to just first-time home buyers. You are thinking about selling your home, you can potentially use this program to help you purchase your next property. In terms of assistance, you can receive up to 5% of the first mortgage loan amount, and you can use that towards both your down payment and closing costs. In addition, what I love about this program is you can use it for 1 to 4 unit properties. So again, if you are in this game of purchasing in order to build generational wealth, this is a game changer because you can use this assistance in order to help you buy a duplex, a triplex, a quadruplex, and then get that rental income in to help you better afford the underlying greater mortgage. And if you decide to purchase a property within a designated census tract, so they do have those listed out on the website, you can also be eligible to receive a bonus $5,000 in assistance that can be used to help you for that purchase. Again, though, you actually have to occupy this property as your primary residence. Now, another benefit to this program is if you choose to combine this program with an FHA, VA, or USDA loan, there is no income limit. If you do, however, decide that you want to go conventional in combination with this program, there are certain limits in terms of your income that do apply, which are listed here. Please keep in mind though, if your income is below the 80% of the average median income in your county, you're actually eligible to receive even better pricing when it comes to your interest rates, as well as when it comes to your mortgage insurance, which I think I like about this program because rather than saying, hey, moderate income borrowers, you're completely disqualified, it's more structured like, okay, for income borrowers, we'll just give you better pricing. There are a couple of things that would be considered downsides to this program, which are definitely worth mentioning. So the first is, while there is no maximum purchase price, there is a maximum loan amount of just over $800,000. So that is something that is important to keep in mind. It's not like you can use this program and go out and buy like a $2 million quadruplex. So I think that's where it gets into working with a right realtor like myself to try to find those 2, 3, 4 unit properties that still helps you meet this limit and use this program at the same time. We also have this assistance, which is not in the form of a grant. It is not a forgivable second loan, and it is not a deferred second loan. So it is actually just a standard 15-year fully amortizing loan that you do have to pay back and make monthly payments on during the first 15 years of your mortgage. But again, in my book, I still think that all the benefits far outweigh those potential downsides, so to speak, because you have a lot more flexibility than you will find in the other down payment assistance programs that are out there. You also have this level of continuity with this program because it is not going to kind of roller coaster. Is there funding? Is there no funding? Is there funding? Is there no funding? Up and down with this program like you do with the Dream for All program. And two, because you're not limited to being just a first-time home buyer to use this program, and it opens you up to building this true generational wealth that honestly I feel should be the goal for anyone out there trying to join the real estate market and become a homeowner. As a quick little recap, here is my list of the top 6 down payment assistance programs in California for the years of 2025 through 2026. And if you, once again, want more information about each of these in terms of what you can expect and who the points of contact are to reach out to in order to pre-qualify and pre-approve for each of them, definitely hit that description box link down below and you can download that entire free guide. One other thing I want to mention about this guide is it includes not only information on these 6, but it also includes information on the 19 other down payment and closing cost assistance programs out there that you could potentially qualify for. LIPA, it talks about MIPA, HOP 80, HOP 120, the LAR grant program, the Bank of America program, so on and so forth. I truly poured so much into this because I know how much of a game changer it's been for my clients, and I truly want it to be an equivalent game changer for you as well. So if you did enjoy this video, I highly encourage you to also hit the like button down below so that the YouTube algorithm can do its thing and help it reach more first-time and next-time home buyers like yourself. But with that, I'll go ahead and close it out. I want to thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and stay tuned because I have so much more that we're going to start releasing. So thank you so much and have a great day.